All right. Good morning and hello to you all again. Thank you so much for being on and joining us for the Do More Stress Less Google AI hacks for busy educators. Thank you again for being on. My name is Nikita Borton. I am the owner operator of the Borton Institute LLC. We are a high-end professional development firm that offers relevant and robust training for educators. So previously I had a series of courses for educational diagnostician, and currently right now I'm curating a series of professional development focused on AI tools for educators. Why? Why AI tools for educators? It is because having been in education for over 20 plus years, I have seen where educators have gotten burned out, fallen away, disgruntled, frustrated with all of the endless paperwork and the red tape. The current political environment increases the amount that teachers and educators in general have to do, taking time away from what we're truly passionate about the most, which is the students. And frankly, all of that extra work makes education less and less enjoyable sometimes for some people. And I feel like using AI tools to leverage in our daily workflows will not only decrease the stress and decrease the feeling of overwhelm by all of the administrative tasks and paperwork, but it'll also really get us back to what we love doing the most, and that's educating students, working with students and impacting lives and adding to our well-being and adding to our work-life balance. So I'm very passionate about AI. I feel like it could be transformative for educators, and that is why I'm creating a course for educators on AI tools and how to leverage it during your workday. The courses won't come until later in August. So in the meantime, you can follow us at the Borton Institute on Facebook, the Borton Institute on Instagram, the Borton Institute on YouTube. Super easy to continue to get trips, tips, hacks on AI for educators and continue to stay current, get some ideas until that professional development offering is available in August, and I'll keep you up to date on that. All right. So again, this is a free workshop. Do more, stress less. Google AI tips and tricks for educators. Today's workshop focuses solely on 3 free, completely free AI tools that you can begin using today to minimize your workload, to reduce your stress, and increase your productivity. Those 3 tools are going to be Google Gemini, one of my favorites, Google Notebook LM, also one of my favorites, Google AI Studio, also a fast favorite of mine. We're going to play around in there. Don't worry, no tech skills are needed. You don't have to be super tech savvy to follow along. You do have a workbook that you have available. You'll want to keep the workbook open so you're able to follow along. There's a few screenshots in there, but if you have questions about anything, please let me know, and we will be able to get that done. All right. So a little bit about the participants that are on just in the chat. There's the 3 things that I want for you to put in the chat. Don't put your name, but I do want you to put your position, what your position is. And I want you to put one task that you are absolutely dreading because it is so tedious, so time consuming. It hurts your head to think about it. You don't want to do it. What is that one task? All right, put that in the chat. Do not put your name, but do put your position and that one task. After you've done that, go ahead and get your Gemini ready to go. We're going to go there next. Okay, got it. Writing task, great. So with the first grade teacher, I see that grading is definitely a time consuming task. Let's see what else. Let's see if we can get back to my chats. Here we are. Grading, printing worksheets. Oh my gosh. Every other work that we're still killing trees in 2025. Why? They're dead. We're still killing trees. Great. And then as a social worker is the writing. Explain to me, or for those that are on, give us an idea about the amount. What does that look like?
Oh man. So as a social in my particular role,
Mhm.
I have to write what's referred to as a declaration. And this is like pretty much a testimonial statement because these things go to court. And I do work in family violence, domestic violence, and so we write this declaration that includes incidents of family violence.
Mhm.
And in my space, many people have come to visit us that have had a long history of family violence. And so what we're doing is writing
Okay.
uh, the history. And this could be in one sitting, I may want to add. So even in that space, that time frame that I have with the person, I have to write this. And I've had declarations up to like 3 and 4 pages.
Oh,
On average, it's about 2.5 pages, full
okay.
pages of just stuff, and I'm writing that in a 2 hour interview setting, and so that can be quite tedious. And then you're writing it for them to sign it and for it to go to the court, so it has to be accurate, grammatically correct, and
Sure.
all of that. So that's a task.
Perfect. Okay, I love that. So I see large amounts of text, large amount of creating a large cognitive demand for creating all that text. And Roger, I'm seeing with yours, it's a repetitive task that is time consuming and takes up lots of time, not only with copying, with having to go back and grade each one and get an idea of where each student is, and then be able to use that data to inform instruction, the whole thing. Excellent. I love it. All right. So I guarantee you by the end of this session today that you all will have ideas about how to reduce the dread about going about these tasks. And you will find a few things that's going to help you to begin to decrease that. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you. You all will want to have Google Gemini pulled up on your end, and we're going to get right to it. Let me share my screen. Here we are. All right. So this is my friend. I want to introduce you to Google Gemini. Google Gemini is mainly like a super smart AI assistant that can help you to brainstorm, help you create diverse learning materials, to your point, Roger, and definitely help you automate communications, Tracy, which is big for you. So hopefully we'll go through some things that'll help you with that. The point of Google Gemini is to help you save time and help you to alleviate cognitive demand on your mind for creating original content. This is generative AI. It means that it is a creative tool that generates thinking, that generates text, generate analysis for you so that you don't have to do that work. Okay. So let's kind of play around with this interface and show you what it looks like. First, of course, you have the large text box here right in the middle. If you've never used it before, um, you might not have anything here in this column. It's going to be blank. Every time that you put a prompt or ask it or give it instructions, you'll always, of course, put it here in this text box. After you enter it in, all of your chats are going to save over here, which is really nice. You're able to search through your chats at a later date. You're able to rename your chats if you ever need to go back to it. It does not have folders where you can organize the chats yet. That's on the horizon from what I understand. But at least at this time, you can rename it, put a date on it, and you can file it and keep it in order however you want to keep it in order. You can even pin the ones that you go back to the most frequently. You're able to pin them on the top. Okay. Now, whenever you type in instructions, it's called prompting. Prompt engineering. What you will hear about any AI tool that you use is that the prompt engineering is everything. The way that you get what you want is by the quality of prompt that you give it. Prompt engineering is everything. So whenever I do the course, I'm going to make sure that I have a large portion dedicated to how to engineer a appropriate prompt so that you get the data that you need. In the meantime, if you don't know what to prompt, ask Gemini. Give me a prompt that I can ask AI for blah, 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 and AI will generate it for you. Okay. So we're going to practice a little bit. I'm going to say, Gemini, create a text. I'm going to say, create a story about the three little pigs for third graders. Keep it at 10 sentences and make sure to use the word frequent and disheartened. I don't know. All right. Bam.
Let's see.
Voila. It's going to create my story for me. I can cut, I can paste this, I can print it out, or I can email it to the kids if we use Google, open up your Chromebook, read your story. If I need this rewritten for a third grader who is reading on a kindergarten level, then I can ask it to prompt me, hey, give me the same story, but do it for a student reading for on a kindergarten level.
Differentiation. Okay.
That's absolutely right. Bam. So it's there for you. So all of that is there for you. Okay. If I am going to write a large text and I need it to be written in a certain um, framework, like as an educational diagnostician formally, I had to write the report lawfully in a certain way. Tracy, if there is a framework bullet pointed that you need to construct the written report, you can upload it here.
Okay.
Upload the framework, and then you would prompt it. Create a report on, in the format of the attached framework, and it will print for you. This speaker right here, this microphone, you can record a transcript of the 45-minute conversation that you're having with the client. Make sure that it's recording. It will produce a transcript for you. You can upload the transcript here, upload the framework that you need here, and it will format that written report that you need. It will take the language, format it correctly according to the bullet points and the framework that you've uploaded, and then boom, you have your report that you're able to submit. You would just have to read over it, of course, and check for accuracy, of course. That would help decrease your typing time and help you to focus your time on the actual client and worry less about having to type, look up, okay, let me go back. What did you say? Record it. It'll extract a transcript for you. Upload the transcript, upload the format, press go, boom, it's there. And you can just focus on edit, boom, and done.
Right.
Okay. So that's one way that it will help you to save some time and reduce some time on that. So again, all your chats will be included over here. I am going to ask it to, or actually you all can demo this. I want for you to ask it, give it a prompt on one of the tasks that you know that you're going to have to do coming up, on a repetitive task that you have coming up. Roger, you can even ask it to create a quiz on so-and-so and include the answer sheet. In that way, you don't have to develop that kind of thing. Take 2 minutes, play around with the prompting, and let's look at what you're able to produce.
Or sign me out.
Is it locking you out?
Uh-huh. Go back to it again.
No worries.
Here we go.
All right. And I'm going to have it draft an email for me to parents about an upcoming field trip. And one thing that you can click here is what you call Canvas. When you ask it to create an email or a report or do research for you of any type, you can click on Canvas and then you can update the email however you want it to be updated. Or if you're doing the report, and you want to go ahead and change it live while it's there, you can go ahead and change it live, make any edits that you need, and then you can go ahead and it can send a web page to you. You can email it to yourself. Roger, you can make a quiz. If you need to make a quiz, you can create a podcast. So if I click this button, this will be a podcast. So when you have kids over at the technology center and you know they have difficulty with reading the Three Little Pigs, or you have a couple of dyslexics maybe in the group that need the audio support, they can put their headphones on and they can listen to this podcast that's going to be generated based off of this text that has been created. Okay, so lots of options in there to do all kinds of things. Yeah, Tracy?
I have a question. I probably should have raised my hand. Sorry.
No.
Question: when you say that it creates a podcast, and I know I've heard that before. So is it taking this content and creating a podcast with other content, or is it just using what you submitted? Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah. So how does that work?
Excellent. So this podcast is going to be based solely on what's right here that you submitted.
Okay.
It's going to auto-rate. It'll be two people talking. It takes a while, as you can see, for it to generate, but it'll be two voices talking about this specific thing that you have uploaded here.
Okay.
And they're having a conversation there. So really cool. Really cool. And you can share that. All right. This tool, one of my absolute favorites, deep research. So if I want to look at accountability scores for 3 elementary schools in the state of Texas and compare them, I can upload their taper reports here. I can do that comparison. I can upload my star scores for my campus, and I can ask it to generate a campus improvement plan and get me jump started on a campus improvement plan. I can ask for SMART goals. If you upload your own grades, you can upload your own performance evaluations to ask it, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What do I need to work on? It'll personalize it for you as well. Another thing that I really, really love, I'm going to create a new chat. I'm going over here, create a new chat, is if you start with @ it will connect to anyone. Like it'll connect to your calendar. You can ask it to schedule an event, schedule a meeting, invite so and so and so on Saturday for 2:30 a.m. If it needs to be repetitive, you can do it every Wednesday. Schedule a meeting every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Invite these people. Upload the attachment for whatever. You can get directions. Which hotel in Hawaii is $300 less than whatever. Flights, all the things. You can search for videos on YouTube, things like that. You can go through your mail. You can generate an email from here. Search my email for an email from Jim around August 13 and summarize the main action points, all of that. You can search through your Google Docs, Creative Docs, and it connects to your workspace, all of that. And this is all for the free. This costs no money whatsoever. Absolutely free. So you can see how this significantly increases productivity and reduces the time that it takes for you to do redundant tasks. It's automated. You can schedule a series of emails to send every Monday to the same team about whatever you want to send on, all the things. So really, really a lot of options in Google Gemini. Okay. Any questions about Google Gemini? Do you see how this would be beneficial to you in anything that you might do professionally?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do. I
Oh yeah.
definitely do.
Roger, what are some ways that you would use this in your particular profession?
Well, you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I would, as you said, it's good for lesson plans. It's good for differentiating instruction, creating quizzes, creating activities for students for quick checks or checking for understandings.
Sure.
Um, yeah. Oh, and scheduling meetings, parent communication, just
Yeah.
I love it. Parent
hitting
email.
all those domains.
I love it. I love it. And I know that you do a lot of scheduling, don't you?
Oh
Like
yes.
nonstop, Tracy. I know you do. You have clients coming in, scheduling in and out. So you can automate all of that.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that I'm trying to work it out in my mind as it relates to confidentiality as well. So
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think it's kind of, and that's something I'm trying to figure out. Okay, how can we do this in a way that will not compromise confidentiality? And
wonderful.
so I think that there are certain things that I can create, that I can input into my database, or creating my own template to kind of
Sure.
help narrow it down, because some of the stuff is a confidential thing, and I don't know how that works with this. But what I will say is that it is definitely perfect for scheduling things and keeping track, but it also provides good information. Like, I was searching how to create a safety plan.
Sure.
How do you create a safety plan for a person that does A, B, and C?
Uh-huh.
Space words,
I love it.
suggestions, and things like that, and just kind of and making it specific to the person, because we do a lot of safety planning as well. So
Absolutely.
how to create that, and generating things like that. So just using it to assist me with the clients, and giving me some ideas.
I
So
love
I
that.
love it.
And you can upload the legislature, you can upload any best
Oh,
practices, templates, things like that. Use these, legislator, or use these best practices to formulate a safety plan. And I can, and formulate. I love that. Over here, in the settings, oh no, I'm sorry, right here.
mhm,
In the settings, you have the option to look at, do I want my information saved? Do I not want Gemini saving any of my
mhm,
information? So that is, you brought up a really, really good point about names, dates, times, people's
mhm.
sensitive information. You can turn it off so that none of that is recorded publicly, and it doesn't save anything. You
And
won't
that's
see
good.
it.
And that's good to know, because I think that I started talking to my boss about
Uh-huh.
AI assist. And
Sure.
so then one of the things was like, how do we navigate through this space but still maintain our confidentiality?
I
And
love
so
that.
knowing that you can actually turn these things off, so it won't save it, it won't store the
Exactly.
information, it's just giving you assistance.
Exactly.
That's one of the big things that I think is very beneficial for us
Yeah.
in this space that we're in.
I love that. Same for educators. We don't release student name, student date of birth. We don't release
Mhm.
any of that. So that same sensitivity definitely applies to the world of education as well. So I
Yeah.
love that. You brought up a great point. Thank you for sharing that. I love it. All right. All right. Let's go on to Google Notebook LM. Now I'm going
Mhm.
to tell you, this is my absolute favorite. It changed my entire life. I love Notebook LM. I love it. I think I need to stop sharing, and I'm going to re-share my screen for a second so you guys can see it. Notebook LM. Okay, so you're going to want to have that pulled up on your end as well. We have it here in your notebook. So Notebook LM. So if Google Gemini is your assistant, your AI empowered assistant, scheduling assistant, assistant, Notebook LM is going to be your research assistant. Notebook LM is excellent for taking large bodies of data and reducing it down to bite size, easy to understand, easy to read analysis, so that you can better understand the data that you put in it. All right. So to get started here, this is your first time going into it, you will just click down here at the bottom, create new notebook. All right, so the first thing that you get prompted to do is to upload data into the box. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to upload data into the box. You can upload directly from your computer. You can, of course, drag it and drop it in here, upload it. It connects directly to your Google Drive. So you can upload Google Docs, you can upload Google Slides, you can upload videos, you can upload a website that you wanted to pull from. And then you could just copy and paste any information that you wanted to consider. All right. So for example, if I wanted to upload the workbook for Do More, Stress Less, this free workshop that we're in right now, this is how it would appear after I entered in my first data source. The sources over here, you can continue to add from the screen, and it selects all the sources here for you. You can use it whenever you ask it a question or not. If you want it to be part of the prompt that you put here, it can be. If you don't, you can uncheck it. It automatically summarizes this source that I put in it. It's already here. It tells me that this is a companion workbook created by the Borden Institute. It gives you guided notes and mini challenges on how to use these AI sources. If I want to add something else, maybe from my Google Drive, I can click on it. It'll let me add any other kind of item that I want to add from my Google Drive. I can add anything, all kind of stuff here. Any kind of media, calendars, any kind of data, anything, I can upload it here. It's the same thing with YouTube. Like we said, all different kinds of media. Okay, now you can have various notebooks available. Of course, only have one, but I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to show you my Google LM that I have up and going to give you an idea of what it looks like once you've added some materials and you have a couple of notebooks in there. So let me go back. All right, so this is what mine is looking like right now. I'm going to X out of this one so I'm confused. All right, so this is what I have going on right now. So anything that I've created, if I wanted to do, I was going on a job hunt, I wanted to put all of my documents in one place so that I can easily communicate what my strengths and my weaknesses were. I put all that there. Any presentations that I've been doing for work, anywhere, any kind of presentations, all the research that I do in order to prepare for it, I include it here. So this is what it looks like when you have notebooks here that you can go back and forth to that contain all of your research. So we're going to play around in this one. So again, there's 3 different columns here. You have a sources column, the chat column, and the studio column. What's really important about NotebookLM is that this notebook, the data is only as good as the data that you put in it.
Mm-hmm.
If the data that you put in it is poor, the output will be poor. Okay. Now, one thing I think I forgot to tell you is that you can also click discover. And you can say, give me resources on, find the latest research that has to do with blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put, give me the latest research on PBIS in elementary schools. And I'm going to press submit. All right, so here's the sources that it gave me specifically according to my prompt. The better you engineer a prompt, the better the sources are that you get. And then you can click, okay, I want all 10 of these sources. I can import it, or I can look at it and say, not relevant, not relevant, not relevant. Just give me these 7, import. And of course, you can continue to search and continue to look however you need to look. On this free version, of course, this is a free version. You can have up to 50 sources.
Okay.
It's going to cap you at 50. And the way you know is right here. It tells you how many sources you have checked.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I have all the sources checked. All right, so that's the sources. I can collapse that if I really just want to focus here. All right. So down here, it gives you, yeah, go for it.
Real quick, when you do that, does it give you the option to get all those sources and be able to cite them? Like, can you go to the actual source? Because some of this stuff you can use it for maybe like it sounds like we can use this for like presentations and things like that.
Exactly.
So, is there a way for you to cite the sources
Yes.
for that purpose?
I love that. So we're going to go to the chat box here, and I can either, again, I can engineer a prompt, or it's so kind that it even tells me, it gives me suggestions for a prompt down here. So I'm just going to click on this first one. How do incentive systems support positive behavior on the campus? So it's generating, it's going to use all 36 sources because I have them checked, or it can only use one or two. And then it's going to tell me exactly where the source came from.
Mm-hmm.
It tells me exactly. So I can say based on, line 115 or whatever resource, it states that blah, 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 blah. So it tells me where it's getting all the resources, and I'm able to go back and I can see where it's citing from.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so great question. So it's always there. Every time you ask me anything, it's going to give you where the sources came from, who wrote it, what the website is, all the things.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's always there for you. Now, one thing to know about NotebookLM is if I X out of here without saving this note, it is gone forever and ever. Amen. So anything that you see over here that you want to keep, you're like, oh, I love that. You save it as a note and it populates over here under notes. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up to the top. I can create a mind map. So if I have all 36 of these resources, I'm studying for an exam, it's really overwhelming. I really just need a mind map to get an understanding of how positive behavior works. I can create a mind map, and it's going to generate over right over here under notes for me. I can click it and voila, it gives me a mind map. All right, so I can click on it. It starts with the definitions. Here is everything I need to know. It gives me the core components. So it gives me everything I need to know. You can see how this is very useful for project management, for keeping everybody on track, who's assigned to what, when it needs to be done, what are the roles, what are the responsibilities. So endless uses for the mind map, and it saves right over here for me. Again, I can create a podcast. I can create a podcast in any language. I can create it in Spanish. I can create it in whatever I want it to be. So if I have children who speak Spanish, but they read and understand better in Spanish, I can create the text and create the audio in Spanish, while my other students who are stronger in English can do their thing in English. If I have staff, which I have had tons who are coming from other countries as ESL teachers and bilingual teachers, and they need to understand the workbook, the handbook, the guides, the policies, I can translate in other Spanish, in other languages, in text, and also in audio. And this is what
Welcome to the deep dive.
the podcast.
Today, we're taking a really strategic look at cultivating positive school climates, specifically for you, campus leaders.
And our focus is positive behavioral interventions and supports, PBIS.
Right. Our mission here is to turn these core PBIS concepts into insights you can actually use. We're drawing from some comprehensive notes and research to help you, make implementation successful.
Then the kids or the adults can interact with it. I can interact with it and say that I want to join.
Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Hi there. I wanted to ask a question about positive behavior supports. Can you give me an idea of why it's difficult for some principals to get this system up and going? Let's see if it'll work for me. I wonder why it's asking me if it wants me to use my microphone.
Mhm. Okay.
Hmm. 1 second. Let me stop sharing and see if that has anything to do with it. Oh well, I can't get it to go for whatever reason. But you see how it works. So you would be able to play with it and you can talk to it and it'll let you interrupt it and it will answer your question. So really, really cool with that. I love that part. Down here under notes, they give you other options. It can create a briefing doc for you. And again, Tracy, to the confidentiality standpoint again, if you can just, this can be a notebook for just one client where you put all of her or his information in there, all the things, all the things, all the things. It can create the report based on what template you upload. You can create a timeline of events. You can create the briefing doc. If I'm studying for something and I needed to generate a study guide for me, if I'm putting in and creating an employee handbook and I want all the employees to know about this new policy and procedure, I can create a frequently asked questions, all the things. So Notebook LM is one of my absolute favorites. All right. So I'm going to give you a moment to just create a real simple notebook. You can discover, you can just kind of type in, ask it to look for some resources for you. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to kind of play around in it.
Time it is keeps logging me out, asking me to log back in. So
I wonder
I'm
why.
trying.
Yeah, no worries. Get the idea, and you have the notebook with you, so you can always go back and kind of play around in it.
Okay. And I can't remember what my school password is.
That's
That's
okay.
that thing I hate about going on.
I know, like everything of the mind goes.
Everything, just forget everything.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm looking on the actual app.
Mhm.
And so the app is a little bit, I think it may be slightly different than the
Mhm.
computer because it
Yeah.
doesn't give me the option to discover, but it does give me the option to upload things, websites, YouTube, copy text, PDF, things like that. But I don't have the option to discover. But I'm sure I could do that on the computer because I just watched you do it. So,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
um, but I have uploaded something to it, and it kind of did like with the PDF that the workbook that you created. It gave me like a rundown of who created the document and what all this stuff, and you can add other sources to it. So I did like that. I'm just trying to. I think that once I get it up and running like on the computer, then all
Sure.
that stuff could be saved onto the app
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll automatically, because I'm looking at
automatically
my app right
populate.
now,
Mhm.
and all of my notebooks are here. And you're right, I don't see the option to do that on here. I can do the podcast on here, but I don't see the option to search on
Yeah,
here.
like just content, like give me some stats on or find this. But I know on the desktop it will give you that, and then that can transfer into your phone. So
Yeah, that's a great question. Awesome. I love that. Yep. I see that on there. Awesome. I love it. Good deal. All right. So what are you guys thinking about Notebook LM? About how you can use it in your life? Do you see this as something that you can actually use and would be beneficial?
For me, I do think it would be beneficial. And the reason I say that is because aside from my work, part of what we also do is we go out in the community to talk about domestic abuse, because that's what we do, right? And so for me, and this is something I was also telling my boss yesterday, I just kind of gave her like a little rundown. And for the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we are often pulled on and asked to come out into the community to educate those on domestic abuse.
Absolutely.
And I think using this tool, uploading all this information, especially of stats and things like that, that can make it available for us to create our own presentations and things like that. But also listening to the podcast and having conversation around it, listening to that on a regular basis is also putting that inside of your mind. So now you're listening to that, you're ingesting it, so it becomes a little bit more comfortable for you, because although those things exist, every day we're working. Just like y'all have stats for education, but day to day you're an AP, and day to day you're a teacher. So you're focused on you're present in the moment where you are, but then you have to pull certain information out to provide to others. But sometimes we have to keep that going. I have to keep stats going in my mind. I have to know what's happening. I have to know who's most vulnerable. Although I see this every day, I need to support that. And so that's one thing. And then also preparing for licensure with us, getting our license exams and things like that, putting all that information in is very helpful to have the podcast, because once again, you're ingesting the information
to help with study. I love that. And then on that audio, you can put in here the audio overview, create an audio overview specifically about blah. And it will create like certain topics and things like that. It will also generate a speaker outline. So you can say, based on this resource, this source, and this source, create an outline on blah, blah, blah. And then it'll generate for you. So yeah, very, very useful. Good. Good.
Can you share it? Like if you were to create something, share it to somebody and say, hey, this is helpful, check this out or something.
That is a great question. Let me show you presentation, share. Right here. You can share it just like you would a Google Doc.
Right.
Okay. And you can put anybody on there that you wanted to share. And again, the whole privacy thing for the settings, you're able to do that there as well. So yeah,
I love that.
Great question. All right, very good. All right, we're going to go to the last one. Y'all are rocking and rolling. Good job. All right, we're going to go to our very last tool of the day. We have about 10 more minutes or so, and then we will be done. All right, so next we're going to go to Google Studio AI. Now, this is becoming a fast favorite of mine, big time. Now, when you first get there, let me pull this up. Let me share my screen. When you first get the Google AI Studio, it looks a little bit overwhelming. So don't be discouraged by that. The research that I'm doing and what I'm learning is that this Google AI Studio is really created for developers, software developers, truly techie people, but they've released it to everyday people like me who can play around in it and use it. So don't be, put off by the interfacing. It can look kind of convoluted, but I'm going to show you a couple of things in here that we'll kind of play around with, and then we'll be done. All right. Now, Google AI. So we have Google Gemini, which is our productivity assistant. NotebookLM is our research assistant, analyzing data, summarizing data for us. Google AM Studio is going to be more of our creative assistant. It's going to help us to create different things we need to create. Okay. So over here, just a little bit about the interface. You see over here where it says run settings, and you have all this stuff over here. We're not going to get into this today. All right, I'm just going to X out of it. Boom, it's done. Out of sight, out of mind. In the course, I'll go over that, but it's a little bit deeper than what we're doing today. All right, so right over here, you will see that it has our chat. Just like our other assistants, the Google Now, the LM, you use this chat in the same way. This actually says run. as opposed to submit, but it means the same thing. Just like in our other ones, we can upload all these different resources. This is very media friendly. You can upload any kind of media, videos, audio recording, just an image. You can upload file all kinds of things. And again, you can give it a prompt and it will do it for you. And you would just click engineer. Okay. Now over here is one of my favorites. I'm going to click on stream. Streaming. This is where you can talk to it and have a conversation with it in real time, and it will talk back to you. You can turn on your webcam. All right, so I'm going to click webcam. And it shows me, hi, studio. Can you tell me what kind of cell phone this is?
Based on the image, it looks like it's an iPhone. It's difficult to tell the exact model, but it appears to be a recent version.
I'm trying to turn off this cell phone. How do I turn it off?
To turn off your iPhone, press and hold the power button on the side along with either the volume up or volume down button. Then a slider will appear on the screen, and you can slide to power off the phone.
How do I turn it back on?
To turn your iPhone back on, simply press and hold the power button on the side again until the Apple logo appears on the screen.
All right, so that's just a demonstration with that. One of my favorite things about that, so you can hold up anything. You can shoot the camera at a closet and ask it to create an inventory list for you. Excuse me, you could point it at some ingredients that you have in the house, like what can I make with this, Google? Right, and it'll tell you what you can make with the ingredients and give you a whole recipe for it. Endless things that you're able to do with this Google Studio. Okay, so I'm going to go back to real time and let me see. Oh, and the best thing about this is if you're creating step-by-step for your staff, this is it. I love it. You can copy this. Put it over into a little staff to do workbook. Some people call it a hot sheet. It has the screenshots. It has the instructions on it. Boom. Email it out. Your staff has what they need to follow directions. People are not coming in out of your office to ask you the same questions. I love it. I love it. So endless things with that. Let's see if I can go back and let me do something else. All right, share screen. Let's see if it lets me do this. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share it with y'all. Hi, Gemini. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. It looks like you're in a Google Meet meeting.
I am in a Google Meet meeting. I want to make sure that my Google Meet is taking notes with AI. How do I make sure it's taking notes?
To make sure Google Meet is taking notes with AI, you'll need to have the appropriate features enabled. Usually, if your meeting is being recorded or summarized, there will be an option to enable intelligent note-taking. Look for options like Meeting Summary or AI Note-Taking in the meeting settings.
Okay, I see the summary in the note-taking, and I see that it is taking notes, but how do I make sure that the participants get an email copy of the meeting notes?
Generally, the meeting organizer or someone with the appropriate permissions can share the meeting notes via email after the meeting has ended. They would typically find an option to share the notes within the Google Meets interface or in the document where the notes were recorded, like a Google Doc. They can then select the participants to receive a copy.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so again, you can share your screen if you're trying to figure out how to use Canvas, if you're trying to create an image in Canva, if you're using some software you don't know how to use it, share your screen. It will walk you through. I've used it several times and it has been dead on. They do say that this Google Studio is still being developed, so you might have some glitches here and there. And they say that it's free for a limited time. I don't know what that means in tech world. It could mean until 2026. I don't know. But use it now while you have the chance. It's completely free and I love it. So this is one of my favorite things to help people be independent at their desk and out of my office so that they can work on what they need to do. It's an independent, it's a helper. It'll assist them to navigate what to click, when do I click it, how do I get it done? I love it. If you want to create a spreadsheet of data in Google Sheets and you're not good at it, boom, it'll walk you through and tell you how to do a formula, how to put it in there, all the things. So I love it. One of my favorites. Here, a lot of people like to come here and you can generate an image.
Yeah.
So you can say, create, I don't know what I did. Create a image for a job posting for a 3rd grade ESL teacher for USA campus in anywhere USA. So again, this is only going to be as good as the actual prompt, but to get you started, let's see what it comes up with. Boom.
Bam.
So it'll go ahead and drop it into my, I don't need that. It'll go ahead and drop it into my Google if I wanted to upload it to Google or if I wanted to upload it to Facebook or whatever. And then I can go back to, close that. I can go back to the chat and say, create a job posting for blah, 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 blah. So you can create an image for anything. All right. So why does it keep doing that? Close it. And notice how some of this, the print on some of these images is wrong. So make sure that you check that as well. Let me see if I can get it to stop doing that. Okay. All righty. So we're back. So that's how to create image. You can create a video as well with some of those, but this costs money. The video is not free, but it'll look something like this. You can put in a prompt. It costs money. You can put a prompt in similar to this, or you can put in a still photo and say, make it jump. And the still photo will jump, things like that. And then lastly, down here, you have build. So for example, let's say that I wanted to create a Google Sites page for my classroom. My name is ABCXYZ, and I teach 3rd grade. I want parents to know we highly regard education and that students have fun here. And then it will start to code all of this stuff, and then it'll create it for you and generate it for you. So this is what it's really known for, especially for developers and coders and for regular people like me who don't know how to build a website. I did not know how to create a Google site before this, and this has walked me through it. And I've been able to create like the stuff that you see or how to sign up and all that kind of great thing. I was able to do it here. So it moves pretty quickly, but it does take some time. I still don't speak code. It does take a little bit of practice, but you can create a newsletter that you send out. You can create all kinds of things that you want generated, sites, web pages, an app. A lot of people use these to make apps. I did try to create an app. I also created a digital planner, but I couldn't get it from the site on it live to where people can see it. So I'm still working on that. But at least it jump starts. I would have never been able to do that ever without the use of AI. It's impossible because I'm not a coder and I don't know how to do those things without that. Oh, here we go. So this is what it looks like for me.
A year of work and giggles. I like that.
Isn't that funny? So it probably took less than 2 minutes. And this is what my classroom website will look like. So whenever I email to the parents, hi, happy new school year, or even as a principal, if I want to email it about my campus, or if I want to email it, I'm a superintendent and I want to email it out about special education programming in our district, whatever, it'll be here. I can put a link to this and people are able to go to it if whether I put this in Google Sites or whatever. Okay, so it takes 2 minutes, super easy. Another way I was going to use this is I want to create a website for kids to go on who get points for positive behavior and select what the little rewards are going to be. So I'll probably do something like they're going to Amazon, and they're selecting, they're putting their little reward in their basket. Okay, you got your, whatever for 2 hours free on a computer, whatever, not 2 hours, but you know what I mean. On there. So that is Google Studio AI, your creator assistant. All right. So I'm going to give you, go for it.
Real quick. So I have a question about, so I use my phone for everything. I don't really use my computer a lot, but I know that some of this stuff is a little bit more desktop friendly. Well, for right now.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, have you utilized the AI Studio on the phone?
No, actually, let me see if I can find an app for that. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have. Because I needed to use it for my camera. So I have used it before on here, but it's because I had it pulled up in the Google Chrome. So I had Google Studio pulled up in Chrome, or you could probably put it in your regular Google search bar. You can pull up Studio, go to your account, and it still be able to access from your phone. And you can talk to it and use it. I don't know if you can code, and build a website, stuff like that. But I do know for sure that you're able to use the screen and figure out how to do stuff from the screen. When you point that, I know for sure because I've done that from the phone.
Gotcha.
I don't even know if there is an app.
I think that I was trying to find an app and I was wondering if maybe I just couldn't find it, or had you done it, or it was linking me back to Gemini.
Sure.
So, but if I Google it, Studio, I can open it up and it's gonna all my information is there because it's all Google. And so it gives me the opportunity to do the different little things on the prompt. So
absolutely. Yeah, great question. I love that. Good. I'm going to give you a sneak peek into something else just to wet your whistle. We're not going to go through it. I just want you to look at it so you know that it exists. This is called Google. This is another Google AI. I'm just a Google fan. It's called Looker Studio. This lets you create a dashboard, all right, from whatever data set that you want to use. So let's say I'm a campus principal. I want to keep up with my third grade reading benchmark scores 1, 2, 3, and 4, or we have a benchmark, or we have a progress monitoring and measure every week or every 2 weeks, and I want to watch how it's trending. I can create dashboards based on whatever data sets I want to use. It will generate a report. It will generate any way that I want to visualize data. I can use AI Looker Studio to put data to a visual, whether it be a graphic or any kind of tracker or anything like that. All right. So just some bonus content that I'll include there. All right. So congratulations. You are now experts on all things Google AI free that you can start using today in your work or in your personal life, because you can see how it's super, super easy just to do it for your personal things. So a couple of next steps and some takeaways for you. Again, we have the course coming August 2025. I'll keep you updated on that. If you want the early bird discount, I'll give you one. If you choose to attend, whenever we do the actual course, we're going to be looking at Chat GPT. Oh, it's a wealth of AI tools that we can use, and we'll actually be executing, and you'll be creating projects like go ahead and launching your website, go ahead and generating the report. We're walking away with these tasks already completed with not only Google AI tools, but a wealth of other AI tools that are available to us. So more information coming up about that in the future. Any questions about anything related to this free workshop today? No, pretty easy peasy. All right.
It's pretty easy. I
Awesome.
mean, it's very enlightening, very, very enlightening, you know, just to kind of break it down and look at it and say,
Mhm.
maybe this will help me.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, again, thank y'all so much for being on. I appreciate it tremendously. I'm going to send you a survey. Be honest. It is completely anonymous. I won't know who said what, when, or where. I'm so using it to continue to perfect this video. All right.
Perfect.
Definitely appreciate it.
Not a problem. Let me see.
Thank you.
Recording.